Hey Fae folk, welcome back to a very special doll review and unboxing because today we're going to be taking a look at my first ever Skullector doll. I have never bought one before and I finally took the plunge and Emily is here and I'm so excited and also like so relieved. Okay, so before I show you the doll, I'm going to yap a little bit. Sorry. I ordered this on Amazon because like sometimes, especially more recently, they've been putting the Skullectors on Amazon in addition to putting them on Mattel Creations and like I would prefer not to mess with Mattel Creations if at all possible, not only for the fact that it's an anxiety nightmare every time you try to buy something on that website, but also because despite having the fan club, like the Monster High membership, you don't get free shipping with that, which I will forever say I think is absolute nonsense. Like I should get free shipping, even if you want to up the price of the fan club to $15 a year instead of $10 a year. If it meant I was getting free shipping on anything that I ordered on that website, I would happily pay the extra $5. I just think it's ridiculous that you don't get that with a membership. Anyway, so I bought it on Amazon because we have a Prime membership, and so I could get it free shipping. So it's like less cost overall for this doll. And y'all, if you have been paying attention in the doll sphere, I'm sure you've already seen a lot of people unbox and review this doll because all of the Mattel Creations orders that at least were shipping like within the continental US, it looks like they arrived like 2-3 days after she went up on Mattel Creations. So a lot of people had already received their dolls, had already like posted their dolls, and like that part's fine. That wasn't bothering me, but I was so nervous because the like tracking on Amazon just kept saying it's going to arrive September 2nd. It's going to arrive September 2nd, but it never changed to like shipped, like it just said, "Hey, you've ordered this. We know that you ordered it. We know you want it. It hasn't shipped yet." And that was such a scary place to be in because I just kept thinking about the pre-production of the Werecat twins and how a lot of people's Amazon orders for those got canceled. So I was really sitting there fully believing that I had messed up royally by not getting Emily on Mattel Creations and she was just going to get like canceled on September 2nd instead of arriving. But clearly that did not happen. Like my face, I should have recorded it. I wish I had. I'm sure my face when I finally saw that she had moved from ordered to shipping was just absolutely blissful. So I'm so glad, so happy that she's finally here in my hands. So this is like maybe a little bit late to the game to review this doll, but I don't care. I have to do it anyway. I'm just so excited. This is the box. Spoiler alert, did already pull it open just because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have like a super wonky face on her or anything. But I'll show you, all the sides of the box. I'm not really like a box person in general. You all know this if you've been here for a while. It's very, very rare that I save even partials of a box and I never keep a doll fully in box because I like the tactile experience. Personally, I think the Skullector boxes are kind of dumb. Like it's just not exciting to me. If you love it, that's fabulous. You're allowed to like things that I don't like. I just like don't care. Like I don't know. First of all, I generally prefer some sort of like illustration on boxes as opposed to photography because it's just like I own the doll. Like I don't necessarily need the box to be pictures of the doll. Like I sort of would prefer drawings. But that's just me. So yeah, the Skullector boxes are always kind of meh, doesn't matter. But what matters is what's inside. So we're gonna pull her out. I'm not even seeing this, but I'm just so happy. I'm so excited to finally have her. So we're gonna. Is this really satisfying? It feels like it probably is, except one side came off first. There we go. Chuck these to the side for now. Reese, please don't chew on these. So this is Emily in her box. I'm so happy. She's so pretty. I did do a whole video about this doll prior to her release, like right before her release, talking about how I personally don't understand the sudden criticism that has come to her. Like, to sum it up, I'll link it up above if you want to see the whole video, because I obviously go way more in depth than that. But I agree that this is not like the most high quality doll on the market. Obviously, like I get it. I see it too. But I do think people are like being more critical of this Skullector than they have of other Skullectors, and I just sort of find it interesting. So I made a whole video about that. We're not going to talk about that too much today because again, I made a whole video and I don't want this one to just be repeats of that. So today we're going to focus on the doll herself. I'm going to be giving you my opinions, which of course are just my opinions. You're absolutely allowed to get in the comments and be like, actually, I really don't like this doll. Just please be kind about it. If you do, like, you can critique her all you want. Just don't be like mean to me because I like her. But if the glare isn't horrific, it's always hard to tell if the glare is really bad on camera. But that is what she looks like in her box. She has like this plastic piece. Actually, I might be able to. Oh heck yeah! Again, I've never I've never had a Skullector, so I wasn't 100% certain how their boxes come out. But there we go. No more glare. She's so good. I honestly might try to keep some of this interior background because like that is really pretty with all of the moths and like the windows on the side. I do really like that. So we might try to save some of that, but now you can get a better view of her. I'm still going to unbox her because I need to touch her. I'm not going to read what's on the back here because the second I try to read something on camera, nope, my mouth forgets how to move. I just can't. But I will hold this up so you can pause to read that if you'd like. Hopefully it's actually on screen. If not, if I'm messing up, I'll just like insert a photo. But yeah, that is her still in the box. Let me go ahead and really quickly go over how she scored on the rubric, and then we'll finally open her up. Alrighty, so right off the bat, I'm a little bit unsure. I think I want to give her a 4 for emotion. I very rarely give 5s. And I think it might be because of the wording where I said so excited I could cry, because I didn't cry about this doll. So my brain is like, oh, you can't give it a 5. But also, it says could cry, not did cry. So maybe she should be a 5. We'll take that slightly into account. Need to customize. She actually is getting a 3 just because some of her plastic accessories are a little bit simplistic. Like a lot of them are just one color. So I do want to add a little bit of painted detail to those. So by default, she has to get a 3. Quality, I did give her a 4 just because like as much as I am defending this doll, again, I can recognize that the dress is not exactly made of like the highest quality fabric. Maybe I'll touch it. Hold on. Well, okay, actually that's better than I thought it was going to be. I can't lie. Like I was fully prepared to give her the 4. Cuz like looking at it it didn't look great, but I'm not doing this just to bump her up. Like I genuinely it feels better when you touch it than if you're looking at the stock photo. So I guess that means that she's going to go ahead and get a 5 for quality, and the number of pieces I like, she gets a 4. I get the maggot earrings. I think it's not really for me. And then uniqueness, she does get a 5 because I don't have any other Emily dolls. I don't have any Corpse Bride dolls, and I don't have any Skullector dolls. So like she's definitely very unique to the collection. And that means, let me do some quick math real quick. Okay, I've done my quick math. It was a little harder because I was unsure on the emotion. And like apparently that 1 point difference was very difficult for me. If I give her a 4, she gets a score of 21 points. And if I give her a 5, she gets 22 points. Technically speaking, for a doll that is $60 plus, which she was 70, I'm supposed to give it 22 points or higher to justify buying her full price. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. I'm going to let I'm going to let you guys hold me accountable for that one, because like I don't want to say, oh yeah, she gets a 5 in emotion because suddenly that justifies it. Because like she's on the cusp. But also, I think it's fair to say that maybe this doll deserves to be a 5 because like I literally have never cared about a Skullector before, and I have been foaming at the mouth for this doll since we got leaks for her. So like does that count as a 5 for emotion? I don't really know. Either way, I can tell you that regardless of the rubric score technically, whether I was technically supposed to buy this doll or not, I do really, really like her. I have no regrets about her, so do with that what you will. I have been toying about the idea of like tweaking my rubric just because I feel like at this point it maybe isn't 100% suiting my needs. And I think especially with collector dolls, it can get like a little bit tricky because it's not like a playline doll can go on sale. So I can be like, okay, I don't like this doll enough to buy it full price. I'll just wait till it's on sale. This doll was never going to go on sale. She was going to sell out. Like, so I don't know. That's a problem for later. Point being for this video is that is everything we have to cover with Emily still in the box, which means that I now get to take her very, very carefully out of this box so that we can actually look at her and what she comes with and her quality and all of that wonderful stuff. So give me just one moment. I will be right back with you all. Okay, we have got Emily all unboxed. Full disclosure, it has been a couple of days. The day that I filmed the intro to this video, I had to go hang out with my mom afterwards, like right afterwards. I did not have time to go ahead and like do the unboxing and everything that day. And then in the interim, I got sick. So if I sound like shit, I'm sorry. I don't know why my body like desperately doesn't want to be alive and healthy, but unfortunately for it, I do. So we're persevering anyway. I just wanted to say I'm sorry if I sound like not great. That's why. Anyway, 99% of everything that you get with the doll is on the doll. The only extra thing is this little certificate of authenticity, which I will compulsively keep, even though it probably doesn't really mean a whole lot. But when it comes to Emily, let's go ahead and talk about her stand first. So it is a saddle stand. I'll go ahead and take her off of it. It's a little, you kind of have to work to get her off, but it's fine. I will actually put her back this way so the camera doesn't focus on her face while we look at it. So it is a saddle stand, but it does have this like additional piece to it that you can take off. Like this comes off and on, like you don't have to have that on there if you don't want, but that helps to secure her legs. And I do think it's just sort of funny because it's got like a bigger one for her flesh leg and a skinnier side for her skeleton leg. But it does just sort of help solidify the doll because I know a lot of people, I just hit the entire table. Nice. I know a lot of people really, really hate saddle stands just because dolls do tend to be a little bit more wibble wobbly on them. But I think that this sort of thing does help. The only other doll that I personally have gotten from Monster High that has this is the Fangvote Genifier doll. Hers, I was very, very hesitant to put it on. And in the end, like on my display, she doesn't have this piece used because she had the fishnets. And I was like terrified that this was going to clip on tight and rip her fishnets. And that wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it to me. We weren't risking it. But with Emily, I do feel comfortable using it because it's just going on like the doll itself. Like there's not any fabric on her legs. And yeah, again, I do think it does help stabilize it. So I feel like this is a happy medium for like a stand. Because again, I know so many people hate saddle stands, but I think this is a good way to do it because you still get a stand that's like a little bit less obstructive in terms of the look and like it doesn't bunch up the clothes or anything by clipping around the waist, but it's more secure than a typical saddle stand. Did I need to talk that long about a stand? I don't know, but I did. Now we can get into the doll. I am going to start with her just like facing the wall like this with the veil. It's got, oh my God, you're never going to be able to see this. It's so sheer. Maybe if I do it like against her hair, you can sort of barely see it, but it is all like tattered and like wibble wobbly on the end there, which I think is a nice touch. I know a lot of people wanted her actual dress to feel more tattered, but at least the veil feels very tattered. It's so long too, like it's longer than her dress. I know, again, it's hard to see because it's so sheer, but my finger down here, literally like out of frame basically, that's where the veil ends. And I just love how long it is. It's so, so pretty. And she's got her lovely long blue hair underneath it too. It's like, okay, listen, for me personally, it needs a wash just because I'm very finicky, but there isn't product in it. It's just sort of like box hairish, and the color is so, it's so good. It's so vibrant and beautiful. It does feel quite thick. Let's go ahead and pull her closer. I'm not going to take the whole veil off because like I don't want to mess her up, but we can sort of see the rooting pattern here. Ooh, yeah, she thick. Not literally, but like the rooting, I feel like that's very, very solid. So I do like to see that the rooting looks good. I'm trying to like resituate her here. It is like funny every time I end up getting a new to me sometimes, but like sometimes new like this G1 style doll. Their bodies are so fragile. Like I'm so afraid to touch her, especially like with the skeleton limbs. She just feels so fragile and dainty. But I do think like for a lot of dolls it sort of makes me anxious because I'm like, oh my God, what if I mess them up? But for her it does sort of make sense. So I don't know, take that as you will. But yeah, sorry. So her headpiece is like this almost flower crown sort of situation. At the top here, we've got like webbing detail and little like jewel detail dripping down, some colored moths there, and it does continue onto like the top of her head with this webbing. It is just tea-tied into her head, and I'm not taking those out just because I do want to like maintain the veil and the headpiece for her. So like most of the time something like this on a doll I would get rid of, but I feel like I can safely like pull that to the front and just like give her hair a quick little easy wash, and it's not going to be a super super big deal. So I'm leaving those in. Sorry, I just like don't want to I don't want to have a headpiece that's like falling off. So we will not be seeing what's underneath it in this video. I apologize. That's just how it is. Her face though, she's so she's so pretty, y'all. Ugh, I just love her. Unboxing the stall was such an interesting experience because like I knew I wanted her from the stock photos. And then I got her and I saw her in the box and was like, "Oh my god, my perfect beautiful angel. I love her." And then I unboxed her and it was like, I might actually cry. I just something about her is so sad and ethereal and beautiful, and I just adore her so much. The eyebrows are like the best part to me. Even though that's such like a basic part, it's not even like they're painted in a super interesting way. It's just the shape gives such expression, and I'm so obsessed with that like melancholic vibe. Like I genuinely just adore it so much. Her eye makeup is so vibrant and beautiful. The gray eyes and this little like thing where you get to see her teeth. That's so funny. I think this is maybe a good time to point out that several of you guys have pointed out to me that Emily is technically a zombie, and I hate zombies. I don't know why I'm like this. Like, I genuinely, truly don't. I think I might. When did I mention this here or in an Instagram DM? I literally can't remember if it was like in my first video about this doll or what. But I think maybe it's because in the movie she's never explicitly like described as a zombie. I fully recognize now that it's been said to me that like technically speaking she's a zombie. Like I get it. I think that for my brain it was just, oh, she's never called a zombie, so it's fine. So like I just wanted to say that I can fully acknowledge that that is a weird little hypocrisy on my part. As I say sometimes in these videos, I cannot control the way that my brain thinks. I have to live with this all the time. So if this, discrepancy in my thought process bothers you, I am sorry. Just know it's worse for me because I can't escape this. This is just how I am 24/7. That being said, just I feel like I sound a bit like an asshole for saying this, but if you all in the comments could refrain too much from referring to her as a zombie, because thus far it being pointed out to me has not ruined the doll for me. But I do fear that if I get like 10,000 comments, as though I've ever gotten 10,000 comments. But I fear if I get like a bunch of comments being like, she's a zombie, she's a zombie, she's a zombie, my head's going to change and I'm not going to like her. So if you could just like refrain from pointing that out too much, thank you. Anyway, moving on from me being absolutely ridiculous, she's got her little worm maggot guy in her ears. Listen, it's funny because it's like referential to the movie. I'm taking that shit out. I don't like it. I think it's ugly. Like, again, I get it. I'm not mad that it's included, that he's included, because like he's from the movie. I don't remember his name, but he's from the movie. I get it. I just don't think it looks good aesthetically. So I will be taking him off. A few of you guys did also point out that he's missing his red lips, which I hadn't remembered because in the video that I did before I got I had pointed out that I thought it was really cool that he has some painted detail on his face. But in the movie, he has red lips, and I had just like completely forgotten that, but y'all pointed it out. And yeah, I agree. That's a little bit sus, like to go through the effort of painting on. I hope my camera focuses okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. Eyebrows and eyes and pupils and even little teeth for this guy. And then to not include his red lips, it does feel like a quite intentional choice because it's not like they didn't paint him. Like they put in the effort to do this. And they just didn't give him red lips. So I do agree that it does feel a little bit on purpose, a little bit like, ooh, we don't really want to depict in 2025 the male character, the boy maggot, having lipstick because that's an issue, I guess. So I do just want to point that out. I get it. It's an issue, not necessarily a great look. I'm taking him out anyway. But for the people who like it, I do think it's a cute inclusion. Wish his lips were more accurate, but it's still a cute inclusion. Moving on to her dress and her body, though. The body sculpt goes so crazy. So going ahead and starting out with the body sculpting, she has her skeleton arm here with a little sheer panel on like her forearm there that I think is meant to be like decaying flesh, which is sort of like funny and morbid. But the rib cage is the part that I think is like the most exciting. If I kind of pull her dress apart there, you can sort of see that it is just these three ribs that like are open. There's just like a little gap in the body sculpt. That is so cool to me that they did that, that like they actually committed to the bit and didn't just like print it on or something. I really, really genuinely love that. Looking at her little skeleton hand, she has her ring, which I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. But I showed my husband this doll and he goes, is that a wedding ring? And I was like, yeah, corpse bride. And he goes, it's on the wrong finger. So now you all have to know that too, if you haven't already seen someone point that out. I say this all the time, but I don't watch reviews for dolls that I know I'm going to review, so I can give you my own opinion. So maybe I'm just like rehashing old shit that everyone's already talked about, but I'm talking about it now. Yeah, wrong finger. So it is what it is. But the dress itself, okay, I know there's been like a lot of controversy about the design. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. That's fine. It's not a serious deal. Like, she's little plastic people. I love her. It's no skin off my back if you think this is the ugliest thing that's ever been made. Personally, though, I think it is really genuinely nice. The ruffles are very, very pretty. Like, the fabric is genuinely so much nicer in person than I expected. Like, it still can look a little bit stiff depending on like how you pose her and how you move her, but I expected it to feel stiff. This shit is some of the softest. Like, I don't know if this is technically lace, mesh maybe is a better word. It is so soft. It's like stretchy. It's genuinely so nice. And even these two portions are like, the feel is so much better than I ever expected it to be based on the stock photos. So I am very, very grateful for that. I want to go ahead and talk about her belt real quick because we can take it off, so then we'll be able to like look at the dress that way in case you haven't seen anyone do that. Again, I know I'm far from the first person to upload a video, but here we are. So it is just like little sort of vines or tree branches, that sort of thing, mixed in with like beads, and then we've got the moss. I do think some more painted detailing would have been nice. It is what it is. It's like a very, very flexible fabric. Like, it's kind of fabric. Oh my God. Plastic. It's like a little bit squishy. I will say it like doesn't necessarily stay where it should. Like, if you have her just standing, you're good. She's gonna pose fine. She's gonna look fine. But if you're sort of like messing around with this doll, it does tend to ride up, as you've probably already seen throughout this video. So just sort of be aware of that. That like it's not like it's great for a stationary piece, but once you start moving her or anything, you're gonna notice that it's like not quite doing what it necessarily should be doing. But if we take a look at the back, see, it does have this little like peg and hook situation. Hello? Really? My hands are going to be that weak today? Okay, got it off. Just to clarify, it's not hard to get off. My hands just like don't work right. So if you don't have like very weak hands like I do, that'll come off no problem. That's a me issue. But this is what she looks like without that piece. And now, holy shit, okay. Now what do I do? Because I hadn't taken this off before and I had no intention of getting rid of this, but like she kind of slaps like this, y'all. Shoot. That complicates things. I do like this little V section here. It's still not like 100% accurate to her movie dress, but I do think that this like hid some of the accuracy. Like, I feel like that's a lot closer to the shape of the movie dress than like she necessarily appeared in stock photos with this little shebang on top. This is kind of funny to just flop around. Anyway, sorry. But now if I set her up, you can sort of see how she looks without it. I kind of like it. Shoot, I was really intending to keep it like on, but now I'm not sure. Whatever, that's a problem for me later. Check out my Instagram at some point when I'm not as sick, as though that ever happens. And I'll post pictures of how I end up displaying her. You may have noticed also throughout this video that she does kind of keep falling back because I keep holding her leg, or even both legs, and she just sort of like slowly falls. So her hip joints, at least on mine, are quite loose. I don't know if that's everybody's experience, but it is definitely my experience. And it's not like, because I'm holding primarily her flesh leg. So it's not like, oh, the skeleton leg is just really weak. They're both really, really weak. So I guess just be aware of that. But the skeleton leg, because I've never had a Skeleta doll and I didn't ever have the skeleton create a monster, this is the first time I've ever had a Monster High doll that has like skeletal pieces. And that is, I'm like freaking out about it. It's so cool. But yeah, going back to looking at the dress, the 3 layers. Again, I know it's not necessarily movie accurate. I know it's like not for everybody. I can tell you that they both feel and personally, I think, look better in person than they did in the stock photos. Then moving to the shoes, we've got one sock on here to kind of mimic the sheer piece on her arm, the fleshy piece. It is like ruched up the side there to sort of make it droop a little bit, which I think is a really good effect. And then the shoes are mismatched. So this one here has Scraps, the little skeleton dog. And then this one has a flower on the front, which the other one does not, and has the tree on the back heel. I could not tell in the stock photos, and I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera. It's definitely not as obvious on camera as it is in person. In person, though, there is a very distinct difference where this like main panel of her shoe is a very dark blue. The tree is black. Like in person, you can definitely see it. Again, I don't think it's showing up on camera, but like it is there. And this piece is that same blue color as is this piece. So the only like true black is that tree, which I do think is kind of an interesting choice. But I do want to just show you like how the stand looks with the dress and sort of how that goes on. I I feel a little funny, like it just feels slightly invasive to do that to a doll. I don't know, but you got to do what you got to do to get her on there. So then if you move her dress, I do feel like the other thing too with these sort of less conventional saddle stands is that sometimes you can see that thigh clip on there and it's like you've sort of defeated the purpose of a saddle stand because as I talked about earlier, I'm spending a lot of time talking about this stand. But like it is a thing. I feel like the whole point of a saddle stand is so that you don't get like bunching up and you don't get a visible stand here. Sometimes if the thigh clip, like depending on the outfit and where it's placed, it can also be visible. And so it's like, okay, you've just given a new problem. Like the saddle stand hasn't solved anything. But I feel like with Emily, her dress cuts just high enough to where you don't have to see the thigh pieces. I do think depending on how you pose her, A, you might not be able to use those pieces, and B, they might be visible. But if you're just going like head on, you definitely can hide it, which I think is nice because then you get the purpose of a saddle stand where it's a much less obvious stand, but without like the intense wibble wobbleness. Like she's still a little wobbly, but like I'm jabbing pretty good. She's not coming off. So that is going to be everything for Miss Emily. Final thoughts are I'm like genuinely amazed. Like I love her so much. And like I know so many people hate this doll and so many people don't think that she's very good. And even I can admit, like if you compare this doll to like one of a kind Emily dolls that people have made, it doesn't even come close. But for a mass produced doll, I genuinely think she's so pretty and like I just feel so much joy. Like unboxing her was such a fun, wonderful experience and like holding her and getting to talk about her. Like I just want to grab her. Like I need to keep her here for the video, but I'm just like I just want to I just want to squeeze her. I love her so much. She's just so beautiful to me. I don't know. I can't explain it. Like I really can't explain it. I just think she's so wonderful, and I do think that for me, this is a really good interpretation of her character and a really good representation of her visuals, and like combining it with Monster High. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. And I do want to know in the comments for any of you who've owned Skullectors previously, because like this is my first one. So is this just how you feel with Skullectors? Because it's like a franchise you like and a doll brand you like? Is this like how it always feels? Because if so, I really need Monster High to start doing more brands that I actually know anything about. Because I really love it. I'm so happy with her. Favorite things are the body sculpt. Duh, that's just so cool. The face, and genuinely, like I know everyone hates the fabric. This is really nice fabric. Like genuinely in person when you get to touch it, it is really good. So those are my favorite things. Least favorite things, the situation with the maggot dude, not chill. And I do wish we just had some more painted detail on her accessories. I'll probably add a little bit to at least the moths on her head because the longer I keep this thing off, the longer I'm like, I don't need this. So yeah, I'll probably add a little bit in there. And the ring being on the wrong finger. Oh, thanks, Tony. I'm kidding, babe. I love you if you're watching this. Um, yeah, that's a little bit cumbersome now. Cumbersome. Oh my god. Oh, I'm definitely sick because I'm not making much sense. It's irritating, and I I it is like a separate piece. Like you can kind of wiggle it a little bit, but the fingers and like the hand just feels so delicate. I'm terrified to try to take that off and get it on the right finger. So I'm probably not going to. I'm probably just going to live with it. Anyway, though, those are my favorites and my least favorites. Those are all my thoughts on Emily. Sorry if this was a bit of a weird one. I feel like I was like blabbing like normal, but my energy is just like a little bit weird. And I do feel like my sickness has dampened my intelligence and my capability of speaking English. So sorry for that, but hopefully, it was still a fun time. Hopefully my enthusiasm still came across, even though I'm talking a little bit more softly than normal. I really truly do love the stall. I'm very, very glad that I got her. Like, I'm just so excited to finally have her and finally have a Skullector in my collection. Like, this is wonderful. But that's all I have to say for today. Y'all definitely let me know your thoughts on Emily in the comments down below. If you got her, like, did your opinion sort of change before and then after she arrived? Or like if you didn't get her watching reviews, do you feel a little bit differently? I'm just kind of nosy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I'm going to go make some tea and stop talking. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.